Good morning. 9 a.m. on July 31st, 2023, Monday. So good to me. Get a refresh here and then an audio check. Get a refresh here and then an audio check. That's working. Whoops. Hitting wrong buttons. Doug, lighten up on the buttons. Jeez. Really? Get a grip. Oh, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into some questions because I have questions to respond to. I've got 4 saved emails here. And let's see. So I'll go into this one. First, Tim Sal says Windows 11 Outlook won't automatically enter a signature on new emails. I'm guessing this is probably occurring for somebody who it used to work, but now they moved to a different computer or you've reconfigured Outlook for some reason. Because when you do that, particularly if it's a Microsoft 365, but for other type accounts too, the signatures may be available and you can select them manually, but they don't automatically insert on a new email. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate that is I'll switch over to Outlook on Baby Beast and start a new email. Be sure other stuff in the background is appropriately concealed. And let's do a little more setup on this. Let's see, there's new email. Yeah, I need to fix this so it represents the way that it would appear on a new Outlook configuration or a reconfiguration where you've moved maybe from one computer to another. So I think I've got that set up now. Let me bring this over on this screen. So here's a new email. There's no signature. I think what Tim is describing is whoever he's helping with this, they can come up here to signature and they can choose whatever signature they want from here, but it used to automatically populate. I just made these 2 up today. I don't actually use signatures. If I switch to the Doug Live Windows Training, that gives a signature that's more appropriate to that. Well, all you need to do to fix this is click on the signature button and come down here to signatures. Click on whichever signature that you want to be automatically used, then come down here to new messages and select, and actually you didn't have to select it up on that hard part, just select down here what signature you want for new messages and which signature that you want for replies and forwards, if that's a thing. Because sometimes maybe new messages going out to somebody, a business person might want a more thorough signature, where if it's just a reply or forward, maybe a briefer signature. Somehow that phrase sounds weird. Okay, so that's all I have there. Hopefully that helps Tim. Then come to the next email. What I'll do up here is I have 4 emails in this folder for today's date that you see over here on the left panel. So this one was the first one, and it's an email that I sent to myself. I'm going to go to the prior email, which has actually arrived later. Martin Hogg was asking, can someone assist with Acer Aspire 3 laptop not powering up due to faulty keyboard? As power switch is on the keyboard, is there another way to power it up? The PC is completely dead after shutdown. Now I copied this from Saturday's chat room. We talked about it a little bit on Saturday. Now, because the way the copy and paste works from the chat room into an email, it does this weird thing with the formatting. Don't try to adjust your TV set. This is our problem from this side. I just don't bother fixing those anymore. I'm not going to address that right now because it is also on number 1 of 4. I'm going to go to the 2 of 4. And Sin is asking, so if I'm asked to wipe a local server, don't know that he's been asked to wipe a local server. This sounds like a theoretical question. Not sure. Isn't it just easy reformat of the drives? The data is still there till it gets overwritten, but it'll take a data forensic tech to look for something left on the drives. Hee hee. So with the laughing at the beginning and the so at the laugh at the end. Yes, I know the end I know my left from the right. I know the beginning from the end. That's the end. I just talk wrong when I'm on stage. I use the wrong words. You know, I'm not sure if this is an actual issue that Sin is working with, but just to address it, yeah, you could just reformat the drives, and now the drive is usable. If it's going to be in the same computer for the same company, that'd be fine. I would have no problem with that whatsoever. If you were going to discard the drive or send it out for recycling to somebody who's not going to do a destructive certificate of destruction, if there's personally identifiable information of customers or clients of your customers, then you should be doing more. Now, a data forensic tech, I don't quite call that data forensic tech because I could recover that. There's utilities that you can unformat a drive. Even if it has already been reused, you can run the unformat and it will recover what it can. Oftentimes, in my experience, and I have done it, the file names and the folder names don't come back correctly. They might be numbered folders. The file names might have numbers instead of file names. They might be kind of damaged. So you go in and look at them with a hex editor and you're trying to find data that's useful. A forensic tech can definitely do a better job than a regular tech. I'll call myself a regular tech in this scenario. But if the drive's going to be reused in another computer for the same business, I would have no qualms at all about reformatting the drive and then just putting it back into service. Or if it's going to somebody that's never going to have that level of capability or the motivation to try to recover the formatted drive, then I'd consider that okay. Then go to the prior, the one of four. And this is an email actually that Martin Hogg sent to me. Good morning, Doug. I hope you can assist. And by the way, I do have more to say about this than what we talked about on Saturday. I hope you can assist. I have an Acer Aspire 3 laptop that will not power up due to the power on off switch being part of the keyboard, and the keyboard itself is dead. Is there any way you know of to bypass the keyboard switch and power it up? Thanks for considering. Well, the straight answer for that is yes, and we showed that on Saturday. He says, is there any way? Well, we showed on Saturday, there's video out there where you can take the back off of the computer and use, I think they were showing a butter knife. So I'm not sure if you have to use a butter knife. No. And short between two contacts on a ribbon cable connector. And I don't like that option. So is there any way? Yes, there's that way. But that's not the direction I want to go with this. I want to back up. Let's back up. Let's take a bigger picture look at this. What I want to know, and this is an important thing, anytime you're troubleshooting something with somebody who's talking to you, question whether they've really phrased the question properly. I think we got the wrong question here. I'm going to make some deductions here. I believe he's correct that he has an Acer Aspire 3 laptop. I don't think that part's in question. Will not power up. I don't doubt that. I'm sure that is accurate. But due to the power on-off switch being part of the keyboard and the keyboard itself is dead, I question that. How could you possibly know that until you've actually solved the problem? How do you know the reason it won't power up is due to the on-off switch? Now, with our searches on Saturday, it seemed apparent that a lot of people are having that problem with this computer. So it seems statistically it's likely, kind of maybe sort of, but that may not be, that's not the only cause that I can think of that would prevent a computer from powering up when you press the power button that's integrated into the keyboard on the laptop. I have experienced laptops that will not power up because they have a bad battery. They're connected to AC, and you might think, well, it should still power up because it's connected to AC. Not true. I have come across some laptops that are engineered so that if the battery's bad, the computer will not power up even if it's connected to AC. at least some of those, I don't know if it's all of them, at least some of those, you can remove the battery. If it's one of those that just you slide the levers and slide the battery out and then plug it into power and it will turn on. Another issue I have seen is where the on-off button is an electric switch, which this would be integrated in the keyboard. It's an electric switch, which means the computer has to have power before that switch can activate. So that causes some circuitry has to be functional. How do you reboot that circuitry? Some laptops have a pinhole on the side of the computer that you would take a thin paper clip and press in there to reset the motherboard. So, and then after doing that, the on-off button would work. Then another option, let's see, I have too many floating around in my head. Oh yeah, here's another one. Depending upon how the button is configured in BIOS and in Windows, it's possible that when you shut the computer down, you actually got a partial hibernation, which is called fast startup. In that case, I've come across the solution being hold the power button down. Now I'm going to say 30 seconds. Generally 10 seconds is enough. Hold the power button down, and I'm going to say 30 seconds, and then let go of it. And during that time, listen carefully, see if you hear any sound. You may or may not. But hold it down for 30 seconds. Then let go of the power button. I'd wait a minute. I don't think you really have to do that, but just to put an extra oomph into this, I'll say wait a minute. And then press it and see if it turns on. I have talked clients through that solution by phone and solve the problem. Then another element is the power button itself. Martin, can you, is there any click to it? Do you feel it depress, or is it the type of button that's just, you just touch it and it senses your finger and there's no pressing? Meaning, is there any mechanical action to that? Is there gaps around the key where there might be something under it that you could actually pry the key off? Now, you should go look up the instructions for replacing keys on that keyboard so that you understand the right way to take them off and put them back on, because you can easily break the tiny little fragile plastic components in there. So once you take the key off, you may be able to manually depress the on-off button. Now, you said the whole keyboard's dead. How do you know the whole keyboard's dead? When you plug the power in, do you hear or see anything that indicates there's power going in? Is there a power layout on the side of the computer where the power connector is on? Is there a light on the AC adapter that indicates that power is flowing? Or when you disconnect it from the computer, the AC brick no longer has the light turned on, and when you plug it back in, it does turn on. So there's a whole bunch of other clues that you can give us as to what's going on here. Or maybe you take one of the things that I just discussed and you may find your solution. Of course, you'll let us know if that happens. So, are those all of my thoughts? I think so. I'll go bring up chat and see what else you guys are all adding. So I'm just to say hello to people. Oh, by the way, I had over on Baby Beast, since I had the window open from last night. Jeff Ryman, last night at 10:43 p.m. was the first to say hello from Las Vegas. Actually, from anywhere in the world, not just Las Vegas. Yeah, so hello to, let's see, Tim Tech, that's Tim Cruz and Ken Stout and Frankie B and Greg M, Parker Morse, Rick Lake, Slon Dog, Brian Lightfoot. Oh, there's Brian Lightfoot with a joke. Question: how did the buffalo say goodbye to his son? Answer: bye, son. Okay. And then Long Dog, he didn't realize the answer was there, and he discovers that later. Rick Lakes, hello. Long Dog's talking here about his cell phone. He finally figured out how to interact with YouTube on his cell phone by getting the YouTube app. Much better than interacting through a browser on the cell phone. Greg M, 3.3 volts is standby voltage has to be present on the power switch connector. Yeah, I don't know that Martin has even opened the computer yet, and yeah, but that's a good point. If that voltage isn't coming in, then the power button on the keyboard is not going to work, and the keyboard may be perfectly fine. There might not be anything wrong with it. Miranda Lawn Dog is very common these days. A lot of Lenovo laptops are like that. Let's see, learn something. I can accept having the power switch or the on-off switch on the keyboard. It's just not the norm to do that. Well, whether it's Norm, Bill, Ted, or Bob, it's some computers. Yeah, I've come across many computers that do that. And just because you haven't seen it a lot doesn't mean it's not out there. Special drivers, funky little red doohickey in the middle of the keyboard acts like a mouse. Oh yeah, there's an eraser mouse that's in the middle of the keyboard on some computers. Alice, hello. And Alice has one like that. Kind of cool once you learn how to use it. I guess that, I'm not sure if that means it's the power button or the eraser mouse control. If you can you post your model number? Oh yes, Martin, it gives them not only the model number, but the serial number of the computer. We could go take a look at it more, and hoping to see some responses from you. I haven't seen Martin in chat today, so Martin's response might come to me in email or by a comment on this video. Not totally important. Well, actually, I'd say yes, that is important, because with the serial number, we'd be able to find out if there is a reset port on that computer, and we may find some other things. So definitely model number and serial number. Even the serial number will get us to the model number. Did we all? Oh yeah, it was an Acer Aspire. Current model laptops usually require removing bottom cover, disconnect battery, CMOS batteries, seen CMOS battery. Yes, there's another idea right there. It could be just open the back up, remove the service battery, or disconnect the service battery and disconnect the CMOS battery. That's going to reset BIOS. Somebody also pointed out in chat on Saturday, I don't think I captured it anywhere, said if you're able to turn it on once, it could be that it's just difficult to turn on. Maybe Martin hasn't given us all the detail to say that he's once in a while been able to turn on. And then here's another thing that I hadn't mentioned is, how about manipulating the power button differently? Try poking it hard. Try a pin without the tip ejected, just a plastic pin, pushing on different parts of the power button. See if you can get it turned on once and then get into BIOS setup. There might be configuration choices for that power button, and we can go check on that once we have the serial number for the computer. And those choices might be able to, I don't know, assign the turn on option to a different button. I don't know if that's even a thing, but there might be a way to do something different. Or to tell it to automatically power on when connected to power. If this wasn't friendly, I'd tell you the Hebrew name for that Lenovo mini stick. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, thank you for not doing that. Watching DVR at 150%. Zavi Manor is also in the background. Ken is lurking. He's just, somebody report him to the authorities, would you? He's lurking like a stalker. All right, that's me using Ken as the butt of my joke. He's the only one I do that with. Ken Stout, old question about HeyGen. Is that limited on the free version as to how much you can download per month? Asking for a friend. No, the free version, you can do 60 seconds every day. Every day when you put in your text that you want to generate with HeyGen, you can do 60 seconds. The next day you can do another 60 seconds. If you don't use the full 60 seconds, I thought one time in the beginning that remainder carried over to the next day, and I've tried to replicate that, and it's not happening. I'm only getting 60 seconds every day. Now, strange thing is, the way that I read their paid version is if you pay for their lowest level monthly plan, you still only, you get 30 minutes per month. What? Now, wait a minute. No, that's not what I want to say. 60 seconds per day. So 60 minutes per month. No, 1 minute per day. So that's 30 minutes. Doug and doing math while he's doing the live stream just doesn't work well. 30 minutes per month, right? But their lowest plan is 30 minutes per month. What? You mean you don't get any more when you pay? I think what that means is when you pay their monthly subscription, it's still only 30 minutes per month, but you can use all 30 minutes in one day so that you can do a 30-minute long HeyGen, video. So that's a little weird. So what I have done sometimes is I've intentionally gone and done the 60 seconds, 1 minute, in multiple sequential days so that I could get the elements that I want and then stitch them together. Although I haven't actually published anything that's stitched together yet. So, does that answer your question, Ken? Alice is asking, what is Baby Beast? All right. Harry Holzman, many of you know of him, built the Big Beast build. I'll just do it this way. And that's this computer back here. I can open the door on this. Oops. That was going to be exciting. I know you can't hear me as well when I'm way over here. That's the Big Beast motherboard, and that's the Baby Beast motherboard. Two computers in one. 2 power supplies, 2 CPUs, 2 sets of RAM, 2 everything. So, and when he built it, as he was building it during his live streams, he called it the Big Beast build. Nobody was planned to be the owner of it at that time. When he was almost finished with it, I contacted him and say, hey, I think I want to buy that. Now, it was clearly, what's it called? Spontaneous Doug that was in charge at the time, or impulse purchase Doug. There are things about how that's configured that probably wasn't the best choice for what I do, yet it's kind of a fun, glitzy computer. And I had just received a bulk of money, and I decided I wanted to do it. So I did it. And I enjoy the computer. So now, if I were to, this camera's not connected right now, but I have 3 monitors that I'm looking at here that are Big Beast build. I have 1 monitor over here that's Baby Beast, and it's connected to a second video output for Baby Beast is connected to a capture card inside Big Beast. I thought I closed that. Did Ghost Doug reopen it? And yeah, so I have my Stream Deck buttons that I can punch to display whatever's on the Baby Beast screen over YouTube. And to Alice says, that would be a baby of a beast. Bobby Warren, hey Doug, hello. Alice, the thing Doug uses, not sure. Tim is going live at 9:30. Doug's computer has 2 motherboards, Big Beast, Baby Beast. Jim, confused by math. It's not just math. I get a camera in front of me and I'm talking off the top of my head. I will mix words up, even if it's not math. He has a computer in his Big Beast build called Baby Beast. Seldom Bald, to me and Alice, asked a permissions problem near the start of the show. Alice asked a permissions near the start of the show. Thank you. I didn't notice that. Alice says, I have a problem when deleting temp and TMP files. I am the admin on my PC, as it's my PC, but it says I need admin's permission to delete folders. Well, here you say problem with deleting files. Here you say deleting folders. If you're trying to delete system folders that are system reserved, you won't be allowed to do that. In order to delete those, you would have to take ownership of those folders, and that's kind of a dangerous thing to do. If you are currently signed in with admin permissions, and are you trying to delete these using Windows File Explorer? Or are you deleting them from inside some other program? If you're trying to delete them inside some other program, it may be that that program doesn't have sufficient rights to delete those files. I think one of the places where you particularly might have trouble doing that is in program data. Let's see, program data, I think is a hidden folder, right? If I go here and go program data, yeah, so all these in here, these are kind of special folders that have some restrictions on them. So that might be what's going on. Now, if you right click on a folder and choose properties, then go to security and click on your username, you may find that you don't have full control. See here in this on this folder, I don't have full control. I can read and execute, list contents and read, but I cannot write and I cannot modify. So if I tried to delete that folder, I wouldn't be allowed to. I could give myself those rights, and I could also take ownership of the folder. I'm not remembering where to do that piece, but I don't want to steer you down that path yet, Alice, because that's kind of a high risk area to be operating in. So we need more detail from you about what you're trying to accomplish. Let's see, I'm just scrolling down to see if I get recent responses from Alice on that. Using run and then temp. Run and then temp. So Windows key R for run. And then I think you probably mean %temp%, because I don't think this actually gets us there, does it? No. So let me try %. Yeah. Yeah, manually deleting these, I have seen that to be challenging and problematic. I certainly don't want to do that while I'm live streaming, because we know what happens when I'm live streaming. And I'm thinking it's these folders that have the curly brackets. Those are created by some programs that you're using. The best way to be deleting, the safe way to be deleting temp files is to use the Windows tool on the C drive. Right click on the C drive, go to Properties, go to Tools, and am I in the wrong place? Not error checking, not clean and oh, here, disk cleanup on the General tab. Disk cleanup, calculating how much space, and then go to clean up system files. Now, when you do that, it typically will not remove everything that's in here. And that's probably because those things are needed by programs that you have installed. Now, if you go manually deleting them, you may have to drill down into a folder and delete the contents inside of a folder in order to really get the entire folder to be gone. But do you really need to do that? Yeah, I'm questioned, are you sure you really need to go that far? Yes, that's the folders, and then some delete, and then some say, I need permission. I would think that that's, now, okay, to get that, if you want to go that way, then the way you would get permission, need to get permission for those is right-click on the folder, choose Properties, go to Security. Well, this one, everyone has full control of that one, so that's not a good example. Let's see, go to here, Security. This one, everybody has rights. So whatever one that you're working with, you probably don't have the rights. So like that, I'll go back to that program data. Go to the C drive to demonstrate this. Program data, enter, and then I don't remember which one of these I took. I'll take Apple Computer because that's probably restricted. I don't have any rights there. And let's see, creator owner. Okay, so if I want to give myself rights there, if I go to advanced, this is where it is. Advanced, and then this shows the owner up here. If you're not the owner, then you can click change here and put in your user name, the username that is on your profile folder for your username. Type in your name here and click on check names to be sure that you got it correctly, and you can gain ownership in this folder. Then let's see, what level did we have here? We're showing no rights there. Oh, here, users. Oh, this is the one that I want. Users. This is the users group. And let's say I want to give, well, this is my login. Oh, here's administrators. Well, that's the administrators group. These two are groups. See, there's multiple people in that icon. This is my username. That's my actual username. Go to advanced. I'm already, Doug@DougBetts.com is, that's my username. That's the owner. So I'm already owner, so I don't need to change ownership. And then Doug@DougBetts.com, it shows full control. Well, I don't know why I didn't say that I have full control back here. But Alice, you could, if that's not enough to point you in the right direction, you can come into the screen, take pictures, send them to me by email, and we'll try to help you further with it. Now, what else? Try this command Doug run prefetch. Why do you want me to try that command? No, I don't. I want you to know where you want me to go. Alice will try that, see where it's going. In the security tab, scroll down, you'll see you have special permissions. Let's see. Security tab. No. Oh, did I go back to the same folder? Special permissions, I do not. I think it is you can have special permissions even though you don't have any other permissions, which would mean you can assign permissions to others. Not real sure on that one. Okay. I did not check to see if there's anyone for me to redirect to. Go have a look at that. And I'll read through the rest of the comments. I have to leave right away as soon as I end the show. So I'll be leaving those other comments up and go look at them later today. Later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. And I see the only other shows is Dennis and I are Fortnite tomorrow and Official Tim Tech. So Official Tim Tech, I will go ahead and redirect to you. But I won't be watching this time because I gotta go. Places to go, people to see, things to do. All right, there's my email address if you want to send a question that I can respond to during a Windows Daily Show, or if you want to request remote support that we can either record or live stream. Have a great day, everybody. See you later. Beginning of the week. Knock it out of the park. All right, bye.